guys, welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. I'm over in EverQuest Legends, and I am in Kelethin in the Greater Faydark. So, alright. Looking at the map, gotta try to pay some attention to where I'm at, because this is where the Emerald Warriors is, right over here. And that's where we will ultimately be turning in things to get up some merchant faction, these guys. For now, I'm not going to do anything more up here, because what we determined is that the Kelethin guy there in the Emerald Warriors section is not quite ready to deal with me yet. The guards aren't attacking me, but the Emerald Warriors dude is not accepting my quest to turn in. So I think I need to go and get a little bit more faction with the, I'm not really sure where. I'm gonna try just killing some more orcs and see if that gets me there. Right now, I think they're looking at me, they're like glowering at me dubiously. Maybe I need to be a little more friendly with them before they will have any interest in talking to me. So that's my thought of the moment. We'll see how it goes. Also, it occurs to me I'm level 6, and I probably have some other things that I haven't checked out yet, as far as stuff to maybe skills or maybe spells that I haven't checked into yet. Got a rusty side there. I will need to turn some of this into ore at some point too. Don't have too much more room in the old bags, but it'll be a minute, I think, before I have to worry about that. Okay, so for now, let's go and look here. Okay, we have Silos Accelerando. That's a group buff that makes us run faster. I don't currently have that on the hot bar, or on the spell bar, I should say, and spell gem bar. I'm getting there. Anyway, it won't work right now because I have to have more of the symphonic aura going. That being said, I could attach it to melody, and I think that I could probably make a macro where I turn off turn off symphonic aura, then hit melody, which casts a number of things. So like I could do like melody, right now it would be melody 5, and I think that would cast Silos Accelerando. I may only have, let me see here, maybe I only have 2 things casting right now. Gotta go check over here in the class, symphonic aura. Okay, so right now, yeah, I'm only doing 2 bard songs. Now, I've not made any attempt to do this, so what if I come over where? Let's try right here. And we're going to make a macro. So we're going to go to page 2, and I'm going to make a new macro, and I'm going to call it melody. And then I'm going to do, let's see, I have a macro for disabling symphonic aura, but I don't really recall how I did that. So I think I'm going to try /toggle symphonic aura. All right. And the hope is that that will turn symphonic aura off. Then we'll do /melody, and I think it's number 5 and 6. So we're doing melody 5, 6, and then we're going to try to /toggle symphonic aura back on. And whether this will work or not remains to be seen. I don't know if I've gotten those commands correct or not, but let's try it, and then we'll see how it goes. Quick melody, not a valid command, please use /help. Sounds good. /help. Okay, what we want, let's try /help normal and see what that gives. Okay. Is this the window? I don't know if this is the one that'll show /melody at all or not, or if I have that entirely wrong, also possible. I don't see it on the list, so I'm going to assume that I have done something wrong there. There's 2 things that didn't work, and it could have been the toggle command. Don't know. There's toggle inspect. I wonder if there's like toggle. No, I don't know. One thing I can do though is check and see what I did for the to toggle symphonic aura on and off previously, and that should help me find out if I have that right or wrong, or that portion of the macro. Because going off of memory, obviously, and memory and supposition did not get me there. All right, let's see. Let's go over here and we're gonna try to find the macros, not hotkeys. I want macros. Where might they be? Is it actions? Nope, doesn't look like it. Let's see, is it gonna be, I'm just gonna try options. And let's start with automations, not there. How about interface? Wait, you know what? Let's try clicking L. L was correct. We got macros right here. Let's see if we can find. Okay, there's melody right there. I right click that. Okay, that's the one that I just made. Very good. All right. What I don't see is the disable symphonic aura macro. I definitely have it here somewhere because I saw it. There it is right there. Okay. Let's right click this. Is it something that's already there? And if so, can I simply like do ability? Maybe? Slash do ability? Maybe. Let's try. All right, let's say slash do ability, disable sim aura. And then what if we do the same thing again? Make sure to get that period in the right spot, right? Okay, so do ability, disable sim aura. Let's try it. But first, did I miss an S? I did miss an S. I saw it right as I was closing it. Diable, it says. Diable symphonic aura. All right, try again. Okay, let's see what happens. No skill name match found. All right, so it's not liking it being called that. How can I make that happen? Let's go back over there. Go down here and let's see. How does one use it? Okay, hold on. Maybe it's at the bottom here. The ability chooses the first eligible song. Yes, we know this. Okay. So it says this ability is enabled. Expend the current rank to disable its effects. The passive ability allows 2 bard songs to auto pulse. In order for a song to be eligible, it must have no mana cost, have no cooldown, and be a non-targeted area of effect song. Any song that meets these criteria cannot be played manually while the ability is turned on. This ability chooses the first eligible song, starting from your final spell gem and working backward. Yeah, that's all fine and well, but it's not doing what I need it to. I need to be able to do this ability from this macro. How can we? Can we just get rid of? Okay, so what if I just get rid of the do ability part? What if it's not considered an ability? Like if you look at slash camp over there, or rather if you look at camp, you just do slash camp to use it. You just do slash disband to disband, right? So maybe we just do slash disable to disable. There's no enable, so I'm assuming we just do that twice to get it there. We'll find out, maybe. Not a valid command. Please use slash help. No use whatsoever. Not sure how we can do this. For some reason, I can't find. I feel like I had made a macro at some point to disable symphonic or to turn it on and off, basically. And I'm not seeing it anywhere, unfortunately. Gonna mouse over these things and see if there's anything. Nothing there. Okay. No good whatsoever. Not sure how to do it. Let's try slash help. Okay, you can do slash help class. I wonder if that might be useful, like slash help, and then we do yeah, let's see. I was thinking swashbuckler because I'm a swashbuckler in EverQuest 2 on the Origin server. But we want to do slash help bard. Because bard is the key class. That's the one that's going to be using melody. Didn't seem to do anything. We'll try it again. Slash help bard. That didn't I don't know what's going on here. We're all getting nothing. Do I need, I don't know, slash help berserker? No, nothing. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's, okay. It's not talking about our class in the game. It's talking about whether we say slash help normal, emote, or guild, or voice, or any of that stuff. Okay, so in that case, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for here. I'll try it again. Normal. Maybe we'll see something there. Kind of doubt it, but who knows? We've got, okay, start at the top here. All right. Got all kinds of good stuff here. Okay, that's one that I need right there, slash assist. So in EverQuest 2, you can just click on someone and attack, and you will attack their target. That doesn't seem to be the case on here. Slash assist may come in handy for that purpose. We've got slash auction. I don't know if people are using that or not. Slash auto consent. What does that mean? Who knows? It's a little sketchy, right? Auto fire, auto inventory, merge inventory. Now, the last I knew, the auto merging inventory was not working. Slash auto skill, that makes some sense. Slash bazaar. Now, what's the difference between slash bazaar and slash auction? No idea. We got bug report, change familiar name, mark name. You can just change your name. Interesting. Channel, character info. That's an interesting one. Chat font size is good. Claim, clear all chat, clear marks, click through, combat music, consent. Another slash consent situation here. Consider. Okay, copy layout, corpse. Now, all the corpse ones, I think they applied to EverQuest 1. They don't apply here. Because we don't have any kind of detriments for dying. So there's no corpse runs or anything like that going on. I have no idea what DZ, add player, DZ, help, or any of these things are. Like, what is DZ? No idea. Doesn't sound like something I'm familiar with. So, move on down. We got emotes, exit, extra life. What? Faction, yes, I've used that one. Familiar, fast drop, feedback filter, find item, find PC. That's cool. I think I actually want to head this way to the north. We got friends, full screen, gyms, G mark. Okay, that's group mark NPC. Then there's group leader, group roles. Let's get this bat here. Guide help. Does that mean... I'm not sure what that means. I seem to have a bunch of stuff on me now. Probably going to not survive this fight. Group pearls, do say, guide help, regular / help. We got hide corpses again. Nothing important with corpses here, really. The giant bat is, I don't know, it's not being attackable for some reason, so I switched off. Looks like it's flying away, probably. That's okay. That's okay. We're at the H portion of this. We got /hot button, indicator, inspect, invite, item overflow, keys, kick players, language, leave real estate, looking for group, load skin, lock confirm, log. I think the log turns auto-logging it on and off, imagine. We got loot, no drop, make leader, map. None of these things are, so far, what I'm looking for. I see /mim spell set, that's cool, and /mim spell slot. Those sound useful. A bunch of stuff with mercs. We don't have any mercs as far as I know in this. We got the message of the day. Mouse speed, that's interesting. Out of character chat. The overseer thing isn't in here. We've got a little bit of overseers in EQ too, so I have some familiarity with that concept. But I don't believe that it's in this game, basically. /random. I wonder if that's like /random 100 and you're rolling. We have that in EverQuest 2. Rename guild. You can just do that right here. That's crazy. Reserve name, review, rewards. R target. I have no idea what R target would be. Maybe I should have random target? Surely not, right? Safe lock, say, send, server transfer. You can just request a server transfer. I didn't realize that server transfer was a thing at all. Don't know if it is. Certainly in the commands, though. Shout, show names, show NPC names. Sit, split. Now, I don't know if there's any reason to sit in here. Or to split, right? Because aren't we splitting everything? Sort of like everybody's getting their own things in loot, so... Or maybe it's... Is it... No, it can't be splitting a stack, right? Is it? Maybe. I don't know. Stance... stand. That's interesting. So we have stand and also sit. Do you have to stand, or can you not just /sit again if you have chosen to sit down? Don't know. /swarm, surname, stop tracking. Weird. Was that stop discovery? I don't know, maybe. Stop social, stop song. /storage, swarm. I wonder if that's a pets thing. Target group buff, target of target. Yes, I like target of target. That's promising. It's kind of like the /assist. Task make leader. Overlay player list, quit, remove player, timers, test copy. None of these things are useful toward the goal that I'm currently pursuing, but it is good information to have that it's there. I'll forget it, of course, and have to look again. But it's good to have an idea of what's here anyway. What on earth is TGB, I wonder? TGB. No idea. Toggle inspect, track filter, track pets, track players, track sort, trader. What would that be? Some of these things are very foreign to me. Most of them, probably. Tribute trophy / detail. UI, use item. Use your color, use target. Viewpoint, viewport, waypoint, who target, and X target, and yell. I have no idea. None of those things are what I was needing from this, that's for sure. And I also don't need a lantern beetle. Let's go this direction. So far, no luck on melody. Can't figure out how to disable and enable symphonic aura. Maybe I will figure that out. Doability certainly didn't work, and just doing it with the / and also did not / disable. I'm not sure. You're gonna have to look at it. For now, I've just got the 2 things that are running, and that's about it. I can't do anything more than that until I can figure out this macro situation. Which is too bad, because I would like to be able to have these other 2. The Silos Accelerando would make me go a little faster. The Hem of Restoration would make me regain health a little faster, which would be nice. Now, I don't know that the large widows drop the spiderling legs. It makes no sense for them to. You'd think spiderlings only. The baby spiders would be the ones to drop the spiderling legs, right? Or spiderling eye, those are the ones I mean. Sorry. The legs are less important for what I'm doing. And then I also need the bats. I've got to watch out, because that fairy there will attack me. And while I am not as afraid of fairies as you might think, also don't want to ruin my faction further with them. It's consistently heading in my direction. Move a little bit away from it. Hopefully. That seemed to work. I'm like one of those people who gets on the train tracks, and instead of, when the train is coming, instead of like running to one side or the other, I'm just running straight down the train tracks. So I felt with that fairy there, like, oh, which way is it going? Don't know. All right. What else is interesting is that while I'm fighting the orcs, it'll often tell me that I can't beg while I'm attacking the thing, right? Which is cool and all, except that I didn't know that I could beg orcs even when I was attacking them. See, even like you can. So until you actually click to attack them, you can try to beg them. How interesting. My begging has gotten up to 17 now, which I don't know. My experience on the beta was that my begging doesn't work. Completely incapable of effectively begging. I can intimidate things occasionally, but I can't beg and I can't disarm. I can try all day long, but I fail. It's just not something that I am capable of for some reason. Let's back up so we don't get another one on me. Probably I ought to have waited. I don't know what my life was at when we started this, but probably I should have waited for it to finish. What else is interesting is that my extended target window is not actually showing anything in it. Ah, I see why, because I've scrolled down. Wonderful reason. It's looking bad, guys. Looking bad. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Can't disarm him either. What a shame. Alright. Yeah, definitely ought to probably try to get a little health back before running into things like that. But that's okay. We got a widow hatchling. Now, will a widow hatchling drop spiderling legs? Let's find out. Eye. Spiderling eye. That's what I need. And that's what I got. So yes. Yes, indeedy. Okay. Back toward the northerly direction. I had intended to eat something before I started streaming, and then I completely forgot to, so now my stomach's like, hey, you're gonna have to do that eating thing someday. Well, that was odd. The loot window popped up, but nothing's in it. I mean, so I'll just shut it off. No idea what that was all about. I just realized I should also check and see if I have anything that I need to put on as far as gear goes. I doubt that these cloth pants are going to be better than what I already have on, but let's make sure. Oh yeah, that's right. I checked this yesterday. That was strange. The small cloth pants are a little bit better than the regular cloth pants, and I assume that's because I have a couple of them and got it up to level 1. But I'm not sure of that. So I think I have looked at this stuff. Yeah, the rawhide tunic, obviously better. Alright, that's all I needed to know, really. Now, there's a guy in Felwith, I believe, who will trade with me. Now, Felwith is like far to the south of where I'm at right now. But if I need to pop over to somebody and sell some things, that guy should fix me up. His name's like Lanadin or something like that. I remember from the beta. And he normally has a lot of stuff because he's like one of the only merchants that you can trade with before you get faction. I think he is not associated with any faction from what I understand. So he will trade with anybody. He is Switzerland. Did you know I'm almost at the next level, I think? Of course, I'll probably die again before I get there, but that's okay. Gotta disarm somebody first anyway. Gotta learn to be more disarming. Gonna try to see if we can kill just one of these guys, you know? Just one. Then I can die happy. It begins to use an orc footman as a living shield. How interesting. No, it's going to be a close one. Who's going down first, me or the footman? I think me, actually. Oh, this is sad. I did get it. Yes, alright. Got there. Alright, we got a rusty rapier here. Let's loot that. We can't loot it yet. We gotta revive first, right? So let's respawn, Greater Faydark, and then we loot our hard-fought reward. Alright. Leveled up. Got a new spell. It's another one that will go on the autocast bar that I can't quite autocast yet. Its feature attacks and raises your armor class and strength. So far, I think I'm going to continue to have to fuse those over things like run speed for the group. And previously, I had chosen the health and power over the AoE damage. Definitely. Okay, let's click the V and see how many unassigned AAs I have. Only 2. Still can't get another symphonic aura, unfortunately. So, really no use, and I guess I could put it down there. Actually, yeah, could put it down on the spell gem bar, but I don't know that it'll be of much use, all things considered right now. I need to get more slots on the bar. There's a way to do that. And obviously I need to get more AA so that I can use that a little more of my available spells. Or figure out how to use that disabling symphonic aura so that I can cast melody thing. That would work as well. So at level 7, let's see what kind of abilities we have. I've got Balanced Stance, Begging, Berserker Stance, Find Wound, Camp, Disable Symphonic Aura, Disband, Evasive Stance, Find, Fishing, Frenzy, Gather Party, Intimidation, Restrict the Stances and Invocations, Invite Kick, Melee, Origin. So we do have Origin, I think, yeah, I already have that. Sense Heading, which is not useful because we have Compass. Sit, Slam, Walk, Who, and Yell. So nothing too exciting on the list of things that we can do on that window. I think that'll start improving around level 10. And I believe that foraging starts at level 12. I also could go on the hunt for somewhere to fish, like Crushbone Keep. You can fish in the moat around Crushbone Keep. Or for that matter, I mentioned Felwick earlier, and they have a little place around the castle there, or the, I don't know, the city, and it's got water in it, and you can fish up quite a few shoes, as I recall. Various discarded single shoes. I definitely need some more armor. That would help significantly. I can wear some pretty good stuff, but unfortunately, I probably have on mostly cloth. Probably I could go make myself some kind of armor. But maybe not, because actually I just realized I really don't have a lot of rusty weapons, so I wouldn't be making a whole lot of metal. I have probably just these two here: rusty mining pick, rusty broadsword. And that looks like all my rusty stuff thus far, weirdly. It seemed like I was getting a great deal more rusty items before on the beta. Now, I don't know if that's because of what I'm killing, probably, or the fact that I'm only on difficulty 1. It's one of those things, though, I would need to get a little bit better armor, probably, to be able to do much higher level stuff at the moment. See if we can get this guy without getting his friend. I don't know if that's possible or not. Maybe. Looks like it. Right, great. Kind of. We got there. Once more, we're not scaring anyone. But we have become better at frenzy, so that's gotta count for something. You would think that the better we are at frenzy, the more frightening we'd be. Anything's a little bit more dangerous when it's in a frenzy, and also less dangerous. It's like something that is the more useless, the more useless it normally is. I don't know. There's some kind of connection there. It's like a small child, you know. They sort of can go into a frenzy trying to get them to leave a place that they don't want to leave. And then they're this wild creature that you're trying to carry out of a situation. It's all of a sudden their arms and legs are everywhere and they sprouted a third head. Yes, I did say third because they already had two wailing about. Just my observations. I wouldn't want to see an orc or an ogre rather in frenzy. That's all I'm saying. Slow going attacking the centurion. So the centurion is a warrior. And what that's meant to be so far is that they don't really cast much in the way of spells. They just stand there and they very slowly beat upon you. They don't do as much damage as most of the classes, but they definitely take a while to kill. And so, you know, I mean, there's something to be said for that. They're sturdy, you know? They're sturdy. Rusty size. Now, I don't want to merge my rusty stuff because I want to turn it into ore. I think that down there was the group that I got in trouble with last time. You know, it occurs to me, what if I come over here and I read this? Maybe it tells me the command to disable symphonic aura. I don't see it whatsoever. It says it's enabled. Expand the current rate to disable its effects. So, how does one? Ooh, create a hotkey? Create a hotkey for the selected ability. Let's try that. Aha! Symphonic aura disabled. Well, alright. Let me put that right here, and then put it done, and can we... Okay, if I right-click it, it just brings it right over to here again. So... That... Alright, what does that mean for what I can do here? I could connect it to a certain key. So if I connected it... no, that won't work. It might work. Okay, I feel like I'm getting a little closer here. Let's try to kill this seer that has sprung upon us while we were not paying attention. Unfortunately, I had already used my slam before that seer started casting whatever that was. So we probably, you know, succeeded, but we were trying to interrupt at that time. No luck. Okay, the footman is a warrior. The centurion is also a warrior. Maybe I killed the centurion first, though, because he's weaker. Knock out a little of the damage. A little faster, perhaps. Alright, so let's see. What could we do? Wonder what hotbar number this is and how to find out. Spinner is already showing. Let's try coming over here to my melody button. Real good. Nope, nope, nope. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on that. Maybe there's a way to do it. I think there would be a way to do it. I just am unfamiliar with the system. Not familiar enough with the system to be able to get there yet. Footmen always seem to be warriors. So far, anyway. And I don't know how that would change if I was on a different difficulty level either. That may change. I've noticed that at the higher difficulty levels and at the higher levels... Where did the footman go? There he is, way over there. Okay. At the higher levels and the higher difficulty levels, we have more classes on the enemies. And so they may be, you know, double classing or whatever. Got a rusty mace that time. Now, I don't see the rusty mace here, which makes me wonder if I have some of that stuff going to storage or something like that. Maybe. Might be the case. Yes, stored in the dragon sword. So, I'm kind of curious how many rusty items I may have thinking about in the dragon's sword. Well, a good number of them. Gotta hatch them here. We could get some more spiderling eyes from this, maybe. I'm doing pretty well in the spiderling eyes. The wolves, I definitely have to kick up a notch. The wasps are interesting here because they can drop honey, interestingly. Royal honey, not just any honey, royal kind. Why the worker wasps are being entrusted with the royal honey out in the wild like this is a whole question. Nonetheless, they are. I suspect that I probably have a lot of rusty things in the dragon pool. I just got another one. So, probably could make a good bit of, or at least give it a good go, because the thing is that you can't necessarily make it. You can just try to make it, and a lot of times what will happen is that you fail to make it. Sometimes you get back something like a water flask, sometimes you don't. It depends on what stage you're at, or, you know, refining your item. Like if you're trying to make a tarnished thing out of a rusty thing and you fail, then you get your rusty thing back and you can try again. So you get a little bit of the components back. I'm pretty sure that the larger bats do not have the bat fur that I need. I think that they have giant bat fur. And giant bat fur is not something that our friend in the Emerald Warriors wants. A little witch doctor over here. So the witch doctor is a shaman. Certainly want to attack the shaman first out of that group. And save the slam for it. Managed to interrupt it. Amazing. Every once in a while, it works. Now on the warrior, you can just go crazy with the slam. and hit it every time that it's up, because there's really nothing to interrupt. He just stands there and beats you with his sword. Apparently, you just have to take it. Okay, we got an orc conscript, we got a witch doctor over here. Let's go after the witch doctor first. Witch doctor has less health, so he goes down faster. And also, we don't need any of those heals kicking around. Gotta try to interrupt him every time he tries to cast, and he'll go down very quickly. And then you go on to the warriors, which, as I mentioned, don't really cast, so you don't really need to save back anything to interrupt with. We can try to disarm him periodically for what that's worth. Or intimidate him. I don't actually think that I have disarm yet, but I do have intimidate. One interesting thing about the merging, if you are over encumbered, it may be a good idea to merge some of your items, because merging them together decreases their weight significantly as well. In addition to making them one item, the weight of the item goes down. So, something to keep in mind if you're over encumbered. Feeling a little slow, merge some stuff. I've noticed that over here in Greater Faydark, a lot of things, a lot of like bags and stuff, containers drop. In the Ferret, that doesn't really happen as much. Small cloth cap +1, nice. Let's see, I think I have on some kind of a headpiece. Not sure what. Let's see if this is better or worse. I don't have any headpiece at all, how sad. Okay. We will fix that situation right now. There it is. Headpiece. Excellent. It's not going to help a lot, but it will help a little. See, it's 3 AC. Amazing. A little bit less damage taken every hit. Okay, now we have an orc conscript. This one is a warrior. His buddy is also a warrior. So there you go. I'm getting the crushed bone belts pretty often. I'm currently merging them because it's the only belt that I have. But later on, I won't want to merge them because you can turn those into somebody or other for some faction. I feel like it's somebody over in Kelethin, possibly, that you turn those into. I also don't think I want to go after those guys right now because my health is a little on the low side. I don't mind these guys over here. Oh, but wait, here's a widow hatchling. That's a fine one to go after. Got a spiderling eye from it. My spiderling eye collection is growing. I have 39 of them at the moment, so that ought to be helpful. I'm very tempted to go after them. I guess I am. I went a little closer to them because I really wanted to attack them. And then I was like, well, I'm at like 3/4 life. Maybe I shouldn't. But hey, you know, if they want to, you know, if they're ready, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? After all, what's a little death here and there? And unless that centurion gets on me, I think I've got this. The centurion could definitely have been the difference between living and dying, no doubt of that. Cloth cape. I'm gonna have on a cape, so that's gonna be a helpful addition. Let's have a look real quick. Cloth cape. Where did it go? There it is. Alright. I don't have on anything else, so AC of 3, It's so much better than an AC of 0. Let's put it on. Goes on the back, of course. Still missing earrings, rings, and bracelet. Apparently, or whatever goes on the wrist. I assume it's a bracelet. In EverQuest 2, certainly it is. I'm tempted to go after that centurion there, but being at only 192 health is not phenomenal at the moment. So I should probably wait. Get up a little bit more health. Also, I ought to check and see how the food and drink is going. Pretty well. I've got 16 food, 16 drink. That's not bad. It lasts for a little while. Oh, well. It was on me. There for a second, I thought that I had attacked him who was over there. I was like, well, all right. I'm just going to run around and leave. Then I'm like, oh no, he's in my extended targets window. Guess I'm going to fight him after all. It's not going swimmingly, I'll say that. Health is going down quickly. It's all right. $62. Definitely dying much faster than he is. I went from 60-something down to 30-something, while he went from 30-something down to 10, so that's terrible. Yeah. I'm just much weaker. Me running around in my cloth and rawhide. Somehow, not quite making it. These constructed potentials are just hanging around hither and yon, and from what I understand, they have something to do with the moats that we get. But something about trading them in, maybe making bigger ones from smaller ones. I'm not really sure how it works, but they're definitely hanging around. It also occurs to me that probably I ought to have a look and see what I have in the way of moats. I have 9 moats. I could throw those into leveling one of these spells up a little bit. Something that I'm using, perhaps. Yeah, maybe. We could do Chant of Battle or Chords of Dissonance. Which one do I care about more? Let's do Chords of Dissonance. I think so. Okay, so we alt-click that, and then I'm going to take these, click on them, and draw all of them into my bags. And then we're just going to try placing the moats and upgrading them. So we press the control key and we get just one that one at a time. So yes, we do want to do that. Also, I'm going to move this whole stack over there. Oh no, I can't. Over there, I suppose. So that it's more easily accessible. Alright, onward. Interesting. You must place an upgrade. Oh yes. There we are. Upgrade radio. I don't know how many times the moats will upgrade the spells, like these low-level moats, because we'll get higher-level moats later, and I'm not sure how far up we can take a spell before it's like, nah, your stuff's too low-level to go any further. Maybe we find out. Okay, so we used all of our moats on Chords of Dissonance 3. And I think it's decreased the cast time a little bit. Otherwise, I'm not sure what it did. Hard to say. Did move it up to tier 3. Not sure what all the changes were. But regardless, what we've learned is we can, in fact, use the moat's infinitesimal potential at least up to tier 3 and can start moving it to a tier 4. Above, the chemist says, "Hi, Kepoerneke. Hope your afternoon is going well. So far, so good. It is just barely afternoon for me." Yeah, moving along in the right direction, I think. I've died a lot. That's probably a good thing. If you're not dying, you're not trying, right? So, we got some bandits over there. Now, one thing I learned is the bandits can drop some kind of alcohol. I can't remember if it was red wine. Kind of feel like it was red wine that they can drop. I don't know what else they can drop other than gold, but they can certainly drop that, which is interesting because previously the only way I knew to get wine was to buy it from a vendor. I'm assuming that we'll be able to make wine, like make red wine, make white wine, by, you know, just having the fruits and fermenting them, basically. But I don't know. I think we would need some sugar. Not necessarily. You don't have to. I'm not sure what the ingredient would be exactly that you would want for making it in game. Kind of halfway heading over to Lesser Faydark, but I don't really want to go to Lesser Faydark. I really want to go to Felwith because I need to go and talk to that dude. So let's go that way. By way of killing bats and wolves and things like that, spiderlings. How's your afternoon going above the chemist? Hey, also, what is the meaning of your name, Above the Chemist? So, what is that referencing? Got a black wolf over here. Let's go ahead and get him. One hit kill. These things are level 1 in this area that I'm in right now, so they're pretty straightforward. I should also check my faction and see how that's doing. Let's see, the faction of note would be the Emerald Warriors. Alright, Emerald Warriors. Hey, we're only 20 points to apprehensive. That's pretty good. I think we could pretty easily get that. I want to say we're getting 5 per kill. So that'd be 4 more orcs when we're there. Not bad. We just got a mode of infinitesimal potential also. So I could level up that AoE a little bit more. Above the chemist says, "Afternoon's going well, thanks. My name is a reference to a band called the Sisters of Mercy, if you're familiar with them." I don't think that I am. I'm not good with band names, though. It's funny, actually. I'm not good with band names, and I'm not always good with song names, either. Because you know, I don't... Okay, so I'm not normally seeking out music myself. And so I listen to what other people are listening to, and or what I hear, you know, here or there. But I'm not really necessarily looking for it, so I don't ever really see or hear the name of the band or the song title. So unless the song title is apparent from the lyrics, then I'm not gonna know what it is. So I may or may not be familiar with Sisters of Mercy. Is Above the Chemist some of the lyrics in one of their songs? Alright, we're gonna slowly make our way over to this dude over here in Belwith. Because he's kind soul who's not an ogre hater. He's what he is, you know, I think actually is a money lover. And I don't think that he hates anyone. He hates everyone equally, right? And if your money's green, he takes it. So that's what I think. It's my opinion of the Lanadin over here. I'm encumbered. No longer encumbered, and then encumbered. So this is one reason I'm moving so interminably slow. Here he is. Lanadin, our good friend. Okay, we could buy some backpacks. We could sell some things. If I wanted to sell some things, what would they be? I'm uncertain. I have some things that I don't think I'll get more of, like this torn bone cutter's tunic. I don't know that that's a saleable item, however, a sellable item. Yes, it's no trade, so it's probably something that I just need to delete. Now, what's interesting is that it appears to be cloth, or no, yes, cloth. But I don't actually see any evidence of what these things are. We just have to look and visually determine whether they're cloth or leather or plate or chain. As far as I can tell, I don't see any way to know that otherwise beyond their weight. But I think I can just probably destroy this item, right? Because he'll give me absolutely nothing for the torn bone cutter's tunic. He's telling me right now, in case I was confused on the issue. So, no real need to hand that over. He'll just give it right back. He won't be impressed in the slightest. So, do I want to give him anything is the question. I don't know that I necessarily do. These are rusty items. I want to make them into ore. Probably should do that at some point. The rest of this stuff, I don't know. Maybe I want to hang on to it. Except for that bone cutter's tunic. We'll get rid of that. It's very light, so it won't really matter a great deal as far as the over-encumbered thing goes. But still, I could do it anyway. There's this dull axe here. It's a little heavier. It's, yeah, a weight of 7. And that's another one that's no trade and useless. Above, the chemist says they're a rock/goth band from the 80s. Not a song lyrics, to reference the fact that the lead singer lived in an apartment above the chemist. That makes sense. Above a pharmacy, aka chemist shop in England. Leeds, I think. Okay, cool. Alright, so there's a decent chance that I might know the Sisters of Mercy from your description there. But, what are some songs that they sing? Maybe I'll recognize something. Alright, I think I don't want to sell him anything. Do I want to buy some things, though? Probably. Let's see if I have some money to buy some bat fur. So I could use some bat fur. I'm all about that. Let's see. Let's buy all of his bat fur. Can I do that? Do I have enough? How much money do I have? I actually have quite a bit. I could de-encumber myself somewhat. I don't know if the money weighs anything in this game or not. Unclear. Doesn't really tell me. If the money has weight to it, then getting rid of some would be helpful. Used to be in EverQuest 2 that money did have weight and that you could definitely become over-encumbered by carrying around too much money because, like in this game, it did not auto-convert to the next step. So, like, right now we've got 352 silver, and it is not converted 3 gold and 52 silver automatically. So what you had to do in EverQuest 2 was you'd go to a bank and you would trade the money in. Basically, you deposit it and then you pick it back up in its smaller forms so that you could de-encumber yourself, lighten your load a little bit. I don't know if that works here or not. I have no idea if that makes you encumbered or not. Now, it looks like we have so very much over encumbered because I see 261 out of 159 on the weights. That probably is harming. Possibly, I don't know if it harms my agility. It kind of looks like it though, because I'll note that my agility says 47 and it's in red. Maybe it's in red because I'm encumbered. That would make sense to me. Okay. So, Interradune says, I only remember a song starting. I'm on a helicopter riding through Vietnam. And was that, that was the Sisters of Mercy? It's tough, man. Alright, let's see here. So we got the bat fur. Let's see if we've got anything else that's necessary. Not interested in the bone chips, but ruined wolf pelts would be very handy. Let's see if we've got any of those hanging around here. We do. Holy crud, quite a few. Let's get those. All of them that I can get. Did that change anything? No, my weight did not change in getting those items. So I'm going to make the assumption, based on that, oh no. The ruined wolf pelt has a lot of weight too. So the spiderling eyes not so much. The bone chips they're light. The bat fur doesn't appear to have any weight, but those ruined wolf pelts are not, they're not a low weight item. So the fact that my weight didn't change is a little bit odd, and I'm not certain that I believe it. So it's at 261 right now. Still at 261. I don't know, I thought it was already at 261. Maybe I'm wrong. Interradune says Sisters of Mercy. Yes, I only had one album of theirs, but I listened to that song a lot. I see. Okay, I could buy the spiderling eyes. Not really any need to. I have plenty of spiderling eyes. I don't think that's going to be an issue. The bone chips don't really need either, so I'm going to not get those. Going to need some water flasks for like a ton of things. Let me see if they have a lot of weight. Not a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and buy. Let's see if we can get 100. I didn't really pay attention to how much they were. We were able to do that. That's great. Okay, so plenty of water flasks for the moment. Then let's see if there's anything else I want right now. I don't think so. I think that's probably going to do me for the moment. Gonna scroll on out there. At some point, I'll probably want some of these bottles of milk. It may be not the worst idea to buy them now, but if I do, it's going to take up another slot in my inventory. Might not be a great idea. Not the worst idea. I think I'll not do that for now. Alright. Looks okay. It might be a good idea to unload some of these things, though, at a bank, because I don't necessarily want to sell them or anything. They may be better items once they're leveled up. Then again, I could probably get rid of the cloth stuff pretty safely. And certainly I can get rid of like that stuff that's otherwise useless to me, such as the torn bone cutters tunic right here. Let's go ahead and destroy that. Lighten the load a little bit. We're at 261 right now. I destroy it, nothing happens. I don't know. I'm confused. Why not? Was it an infinitesimally small thing, perhaps? Probably. How about, where'd that axe go? No, I've got an axe here somewhere. There it is. Dull axe. Now that one is supposed to be 7. Weight of 7. So let's see if it goes away when I destroy it. We're at 261. Just destroy it. It immediately drops to 254. So it does show immediately on the screen if your weight goes down. Above the chemist says, some of their songs include Lucretia, My Reflection, First and Last and Always. That sounds kind of familiar. Vision Thing, Body Electric, maybe on that. Anaconda, among many others. I will have to look it up. Interradune says above the chemist avatar is the album cover, I believe. Previously, I thought it was Rush. Above the chemist says, yeah, it is their old head and star symbol, which did appear on one album cover. Oh, I see. The avatar, okay. Well, See, that wouldn't help me because I'm not very visual, and I don't really buy music, right? So I have very few things that I've ever bought in my life as far as like whether it's records or CDs or cassettes. I just didn't buy a lot of music in my life. I like music. I like all kinds of music, but I don't seek it out. Unless like I'm showing somebody something, right? Like, have you ever heard this, right? And then I'll show them something. But I just, I kind of go with whatever anybody else is listening to is normally fine with me. And if somebody's got the radio on or something, that's fine too. I really just don't have a lot of I won't say that I don't have a lot of I will say I don't have a lot of music preference. Or at least I don't it's hard to describe. It's not that it's not meaningful to me. It's just that any of it is okay, right? Some of it is good, but most of it is fine. Let's see. And Terradune says the one I'm thinking of is Russian roulette, I think. I'm on a helicopter ride through Vietnam. I'm the Leicester Square kid. I'm Superman. And Terradune has corrected spelling there. It says name spell correct. Yes. Indeed. It's alright. I translated it. Fortunately, I'm fluent in autocorrect and typos, both. Above the Chemist says the Floodland album is probably the most popular. Lots of good tunes on there. Okay, I'll try to check it out sometime. Sisters of Mercy, is that what you said? Can you go back up and look? Sure. Yes, Sisters of Mercy. Got it. And Terradune says chat speak right. Absolutely. Been doing chat channels since the 90s. I got this. All right, I'm going to kind of halfway head toward Kelethin and kind of kill the items on my list along the way. If I see them, I'm going to go after them. If it's not something on my list, I'm not going to go after it right now because I'm trying to streamline this. And probably whenever I get there, though, I'm going to get off for a little while, at least, and get some food because I've got to do that eating thing at some point. The necessities of life. One must eat, one must sleep. Occasionally. At some points, I can forget to eat, right? And go some period of time without remembering. But sleeping is less. I don't sleep a lot, right? But I never forget to sleep. I just, maybe I'm not tired or something. But it's like with food, you can forget to eat, but you can't really forget to sleep, or at least I can't. It's interesting that the map is so very different on this than it was on beta. We've got much more clean lines going on here. The map looks more clear, but we don't have any of the words to designate what things are. So it's a little strange for me. Above the Chemist says, I also wanted to say thanks for streaming EQ2 over the past couple of weeks. Absolutely. I had never really seen gameplay, and it was nice to see it from your perspective. Yeah, I think that there's so many things that you can do in EverQuest 2, and if you, I haven't even streamed some of the stuff you can do on there. There's so much that you can do, but one of the major things too is doing crafting, and I don't know that I've done any crafting on there in a couple of weeks. So crafting is a big deal in EverQuest, and you don't have to do it on these servers. Now, on live, you do have to, which is one of the things I disagree with. I don't think that we should be forced to craft or that we should be forced to adventure in that game, because part of the wonderfulness about it is the versatility and options that you have. Being able to do something but not being forced to do something is a very nice way to do things, and that was the way it was on EverQuest 2 for a very long time. And so you could do the questing, you did not have to do the questing. There were certain quests that you had to do when the game first came out in order to progress to the next level on just a couple of levels, so level 9 and level 19, you had to. But for the most part, that was not the case. I'm going to go up to this black wolf instead of that skeleton, so I need more of the wolf fur than I do of the bone chips. Bone chips are not quite fun. But anyway, yes. I think that having the options to do things was a very cool thing about EverQuest 2 that has gone to the wayside on live. Timmy45er says, yo mate, love the stream. Let's sometimes play together and share tips. Look me up. Well, I will. Thank you very much. Alrighty. But yeah, anyway, maybe I'll make a crafting stream on there soonish, just to show you guys how it works. It's very different than in any other game I've ever played. So it's more like battle, because you're actively participating in the crafting. And some people just like to craft on there. There's also house decorating. People are into that quite a bit. I'm not, as you all know, I'm not especially visual, so for me, that's not really a draw. But I feel like that's, it's fine if that's what people are into. Then they should be allowed to do that without. Again, I don't know. We're big into being people's playstyle being forced. I'm on the wrong side of this ramp. Now, the question is, has anyone pushed the button? I think they have not, so I'm going to push the button. There we are. I don't know if they're AFK or what. I'm going to give them a second to realize this is down, and then I'm going to go on up. Hey, they're not there. Maybe they just ran to the ramp. And then, I don't know, hopefully they weren't just waiting for it to come down, because if so, you're going to have a bad day. But I will send it back down to them so that when they're ready, it'll be there. Now, where's the bank, we wonder? I think that I can go here and I can go to find, and perhaps, yes, banker, very good. Excellent. So we'll follow the yellow trail to the banker. Or we'll run off the edge of Kelethin. That's another option that's always there. Also on the way, I have run across the forge. So what we're going to do here is we're going to search recipes. And what I actually want is, I think, okay, let's see if I can remember. If we do rusty, I think that'll pull up some things. It did, okay. Rusty sides, limpets, rusty scythe or rusty scythe. How odd. Don't know anything about those. That's not what I want to do. Let's see. Let's try tarnished. Yes, that's more like it. Yes, because we want to make the tarnished things, we want to use the rusty things to do it. I don't have a lot in my bags, and it looks like I don't have any sharpening stones, so I can't actually make the tarnished broadswords right now. What a sad day. I'll have to get some of those. This guy isn't going to talk to me. He's a merchant. He thinks I'm lame. I'm not too fond of him either, because he's very rude. He says I don't like to speak to ogres, much less sell to them. But at least he didn't attack me. I mean, I'm going to give him that. On toward the bank I go then. And I suppose that I may as well throw the rusty atoms into the bank, probably. And Terradune says, I searched for Tarn. Yeah, I had just kind of forgotten. It's been a little while since I did the grafting. It was the when the pre-order beta went down. And so I was thinking Rusty, because that's what you use, but no, that makes no sense. The name of the recipe wouldn't be Rusty, it would be the thing that you're making, which is the tarnished stuff, right? Alright, so we go and we walk toward that door, and then you click it, it'll start shutting, and that is when you get to actually go in the door as an ogre in this area. Not sure if other races have that issue so much, but ogres most certainly do. It's tricky getting in those doors. Alright, let's see here. We got this rusty mining pick. I'm just going to toss it into here for the moment. And then the rusty broadsword as well. It hasn't done that much good as far as my weight is concerned. But every little bit counts, right? Got a rusty scythe here. What if I just throw all this stuff in here and I can mess around with it later? Rusty broadsword. So, we definitely have a bit of a rusty collection, not too much, but a bit. My agility has gone up while doing this, which seems promising. I must have gotten a little bit less encumbered. So I'll just throw the rest of this stuff down here. But I've got to be careful not to throw my fishing rod and bait in there, because I'm going to want that. But we'll throw all the rest in. And see if that helps the situation a little bit. A grimoire. Cool. Can't use it on this class. Ah, beautiful. I'm now unencumbered for a moment. Above, okay, let's see. Also found searching for space. T brings up the tarnished ore. Yeah, absolutely. That's how I like to do it. T space. Because that's how it always refers to it in the parentheses. Above the chemist says would definitely like to see crafting in EQ too. Yeah. I enjoy crafting in EQ when I want to change pace, but crafting seems somewhat de-emphasized in EQL. It definitely does. I don't know how crafting is in EverQuest 1, but in EverQuest 2 it's definitely interactive. And Terradune says, hopefully you can find stones here. No. No, I can't find anybody to trade with me here, because they all hate me right now. I'm going to have to get a bunch of spiderling eyes, red wolf belts, bone chips, and bat fur after I'm able to talk to the Emerald Warriors guy. And then I'll be able to do it. Above the chemist says it's probably those slave trammels that are so heavy. Yeah, I think I've put everything in there that I really need to. I'm out of room to do more. Would put the rusty rapier and the rusty scythe in, but alas, I'm out of room in the in that bank. I could do in the dragon's hoard. I could throw them in there. May as well. We have 22 out of 50 things in there at the moment, but once I go back to Ogre, I can take all of these rusty things and go get some sharpening stones and turn them into ores. It's not going to be an issue ultimately. Oh hey, I've got a small box here. I can pull that out, and then I can put it in the bank and hold a little bit more in the bank as well. Let's do that. That seems smart. Let's grab these shoes out, put the box in, and then see if the shoes go in the box. Oh wait, hold on, that's not how we fit in this game. You have to right click the box to open that. Then we can try to put the shoes in. Hey, they went. Nice. Let's see what all we can fit in this. Looks like it holds quite a lot of things. Very nice. Wouldn't take the rusty scythe, but the rest of the stuff all went into that box nicely. Cool. Alright. Let's go back to the dragon sword and check out. Did I miss anything else of note like that? Doesn't really look like it. I think I'm good. So, that's it. And then we'll look in the trade skill depot just to kind of see what I've got going here. Not terribly, not a lot of things. But I've got a little bit of stuff. I accidentally got me some dwarf meat yesterday. That was certainly not intended, but it happened. And Jaredune says this is a much friendlier version of crafting than Classic. This is like live. In Classic, you had to know the recipes in real life, then blind combine the components. Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, yeah. I would definitely have had to have a notebook for that. EverQuest 2 is definitely not like that. It's very, very different. I'll just have to, like I said, I'll have to stream it here sometime soon. I have before, but I'll do it again. Because I enjoy crafting in EverQuest 2 just fine. And I'll need to level up my Sparshbuckler jeweler skills anyway soon enough. So yeah, we'll do that soon. Okay, for now, I think I'm pretty okay. I guess I'll go ahead while I'm thinking about it over to the currencies because I do have a couple of these motive and contestable potentials, and I'll go ahead and withdraw them and try to level up that channel. No, it's a channel Discord? Chords of Discord. Dissonance. Chords of Dissonance. Try to level that up a little bit real quick. Well, we're not going to level it up, but I get a little closer to leveling that up, if that makes sense. I don't want to take both of them. Let's go control, take one, put it in. There we are. Much better. Still need a few more before we can get the next tier of that, but that's alright. And Terry Dude says I had a bookcase of folders for maps, spells, recipes, etc. But did you keep it? I hear you said had. Had makes me think past tense. I could go see if I could make any food and drink yet, but I don't think there's much chance in that. Definitely moving faster now that I'm not encumbered. Just kind of testing it out here. Nice, nice, nice. I wonder if I fall as hard at this point. We're gonna find out. We go to the lowest point here and jump. I don't feel like I fell as hard. It's hard to say, so I'm not sure exactly how far I jumped from last time, but certainly I took a lot less damage that time than I did before. Okay, I'll go back up to the top here. So I think that whoever was standing here before did take the platform, so I'm glad that I lowered it for him. And Terradune says, no, I wish. I get you. You should have seen playing Wizardry 7. I don't know if you've ever played Wizardry 7, but it's a great game. Recommended if you like difficult, challenging games. Wizardry 7 is a great game. And I had so many notes. It's incredible the amount of notes that I had for that game. I still have some of them. Hold on, I'll write it down. It's Wizardry 7. It's a great, wonderful game. It came out in the 90s and well ahead of its time, if you ask me. There you are. Above the chemist says, yep, paper maps and lots of visits to EQ Trader's Corner for the recipes. Yes, not Wizardry, no, Wizardry. Yes, wonderful. Wonderful stuff, that. Okay. Back over to the forge. Can't do anything here. No use. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for now because I gotta get some food and I don't know if I'll be back on today. I'll try, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Definitely have some things going on. And first and foremost, I've got to get some food. After that, it's gonna be a play it by ear kind of day. So maybe I'll be able to be back on tonight. Maybe not. Either way, it was a pleasure streaming with you guys as always. And hopefully I will see you next time I'm on. If you're not following me, be sure to follow me and let me know. Sorry, I just see him saying he's still on Najina. I haven't been on Najina, I've been on Myriad. Above the chemist says, first interrogating says, oh yes, I played Wizardry, it was on Mac as well. Cool. Above the chemist says I played Wizardry 1 a ton. I did play 6 and 7 quite a bit too. So I tried 6 and it wasn't nearly as good. And then I tried 8 and 8 is just easy. But Wizardry 7 is awesome, and they actually remade it as Wizardry Gold later on and kind of did a few changes, but it was the same game. It was pretty cool. So again, if you haven't played it, be sure to play it and check it out if you like harder games. And you know, no looking up answers because that's no fun for anyone, right? You gotta just figure it out in order for it to have the appeal that that is inherent in that game. But regardless, I gotta take off this. But yes, as mentioned, I will try to be back on later. But taking off, and I'll see you guys.